Hi, I'm Paweł Spychalski and how are you? How are you doing? Everything good on your side? If so, then today let's take a look at the Jumper T-Lite, the small Xbox controller-like radio that is on the market for quite a while now. I already mentioned this radio in one of the videos when I said that, well, on the outside it definitely looks better than I feared, and actually at least the plastic from the inside, from the outside, it's really quite nice. Maybe the gimbals are not the great, but today let's open this baby up and let's see what's happening inside of it. Okay, the first problem looks like the battery holder is not the best battery holder ever, because putting the battery in was super simple, taking it out not that much. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Okay. Oh, I missed two screws. There are two extra screws over here. So in total 8 screws holding the both sides of the clamshell together. That's actually quite a lot. For such a small radio, that's probably is the reason why it actually feels nice in your hands. Okay, let me disconnect the... okay, so the bottom half of the clamshell is just, well, nothing besides the battery holder. And here we have teeny tiny super small board, microphone, 2 gimbals. Gimbals are, well, the gimbals are definitely full plastic. There is nothing metal in them besides probably the springs, and I think even the levers that are responsible for tensioning on the gimbal is also plastic, but it's so built up that, well, you cannot really see. And of course, what do we have over here? And of course we have bearings, two bearings, because, well, you cannot really have a gimbal without some kind of the bearing. And is it the Hall Effect gimbal? Yes, it looks like the Hall Effect gimbal. That's actually above my expectations, because I was kinda expecting to see traditional potentiometer gimbals, but no, those are Hall Effect. You see, if we will remove the... okay, so this one goes out and this one goes out. That's the Hall sensor, this thing over here. It's not mechanically connected to anything. Below that there is just a magnet that is changing the force of the magnetic field that the Hall effect sensor can detect. And as the result we have, well, exactly, we have a pretty nice, not wearing out way to detect the position of the gimbal. And if I see correctly, this, okay, so this is also a tension on the magnet or on the bearing. Hard really to tell. This looks like a bearing, so it's 3 bearings per axis, quite a lot. And on top of that, to save some space, to save some weight, and also to save some price, we all... oh no, this is the magnet. This is the magnet, this is the bearing, so the bearing is really like teeny tiny thing over there. And as a result, it works. To be honest, I'm almost impressed. Maybe not really that much of the impressed person, but I'm really honestly kinda impressed. Antenna, SMA, standard SMA, 2 switches over here. Switches are so-so, not the nicest detent on the switches, but the switches are so-so. And the gimbals, especially on the pitch, I think it feels kinda loose. I think, at least for I would like to increase the tension a little. So yeah, now it feels better on the throttle. Oh, this is pitch. Okay, but here it looks like relatively fine. Can we get deeper into this? Well, of course we can get deeper into this, because why not? So this is the radio module. This is the 4-in-1 radio module with the soldered there is no pigtail between the antenna wire over here and the output of the RF section, which is shielded. Good. Shielded RF components are always a good thing. And this is just soldered. Soldering is actually quite nice, so no problems over there. We have a pretty nice standard 4-in-1 powered by the, what's the chipset over here? Do you see? CXS 103 STM32 103. Okay, so STM32. You can fly nice. All the versions of Clean Flight with it. Below we have the main CPU. Which is the STM32 F205. So nothing super special. But it has enough of the processing power to work with everything. There was also external board that allows you to attach some stuff to it, but right now I have no idea where it is. I think I lost it somewhere. And if I see correctly, the external module can be connected. If you remove this plate, the sticker over here, plug some extra wires, connect this to the connector over here, and you have a way to attach external radio modules. Not that we will be doing that anytime soon, but to be honest, I think the PCB quality is nice. Wires are quite nice, soft wires. It's not those like super hard with the PCV or something, insulation that just like super stiff. We do not have those funky flat wires anywhere that are just breaking all the time. It's the regular soldering with the standard plugs over here. So this is pretty nice. The radio module, we'll be accessing the no, I think we can skip accessing the LCD because there is nothing super fancy. I'm however interested in how they did the buttons, the tactile buttons. How many screws are holding the PCB? 4. So should we maybe raise the PCB? Why not? So we have a problem because I cannot lift the PCB from this side because there is the SMA connector, and I cannot remove the SMA connector with the PCB. So I thought I can maybe lift this side of the PCB, but then turn out to remove it, I would also have to remove gimbals. And to be honest, I don't really want to remove the gimbals. Let's just take a look at the tactile switches below. Yeah, exactly. Those are just regular surface mounted tactile switches. You will not see it, but I don't really feel like removing all of that. Overall, I do have to say that I'm maybe not impressed, but almost delighted. Why I'm almost delighted? Because let's be honest, this is a cheap radio. You cannot really compare the price of the T-Lite with the more advanced, and you know, like this is a cheap stuff. Not the cheapest stuff, but cheap stuff. And I do like that it's well taught mechanically with a lot of screws holding both half of the clamshell together, and as the result it really feels stiff and nice in your hand. It's not squeaking, it's not moving, super nice feeling. After I added some extra tension on the throttle gimbal, it also feels much nicer in your fingers. Still maybe not I'm used to from a bigger radios, but still it's not bad. Soldering is fine, PCB layout is fine. It's really like kind of creative how they fit all the electronics over here without like going super miniature with anything. So this is fully serviceable radio. If you will break a switch or something like that, you can easily replace just the wire. You do not have to buy original everything. I would not mind it, for example, there was some kind of the insulation on the switches, or well, the gimbals had slightly more metal inside of them. Because you feel that the gimbals are plastic, but still for the recreational flying with small drones, small airplanes, I think this is more than enough. Really really from the build quality inside, it's fine. It's fine. Really, really good value for your money. There are different problems with the radio. I will tell you about the different problems with the radio slightly later in the separate video, but from the mechanical part, I think we can say that this is just a good. Up to the price of the radio. Nothing wrong mechanically over here, and the fact that this really has the Hall effect sensors from the start is really like cool. So thank you very much for watching. Now I have to assemble this thing and start recording actual review of the radio because it's time. Thank you for the X16 TF2 for sending me this radio when everybody else failed to do so. So thanks a lot, and thank you very much for watching. Until the next one. Bye bye.